our live show here. And this is our first live of 2020. I'm Karina Stewart. I'm a soul wealth coach, a entrepreneur of a spiritually conscious business called Soul Wealth Coaching. And I am an activator of wealth and purpose for spiritually conscious entrepreneurs. I'm super excited and a little late to our show today, and I apologize for that. My daughter actually stepped on an earring, and she is not letting us take the earring out. The little stud is stuck in her foot. So anyway, that's why I'm late, and hopefully we can resolve that by the time after the show. But anyway, thanks for your patience if you were waiting for me. And I'm super excited about this conversation today, which is about how to create a successful spiritually conscious business in the cosmic age. And you may be wondering, what do I mean by the cosmic age? So I'm going to give a little context to that. 2020 is a new decade. A new decade is upon us, and truly it's a new age. It's a new age where we are going to see many things shifting on the world stage, which is going to mean a lot about money and business and wealth, purpose, what it looks like to, to be frank, to be human on this planet. This is a time that I know myself and many others have been waiting for. We can call it the Great Shift, the Awakening, and the cosmic age is a moment, and 2020 is the initiator of that. 2020 vision opens us up to new sight, new vision, new awareness, new truth, and some of the things that will be revealed as the year progresses and as the decade progresses is that Earth is truly exists within a cosmic environment. So what I mean by a cosmic environment is that we are but a grain of sand in an entire beach of life and abundance and light. And so what does this mean? Imagine things like we're on the precipice, for example, of really disclosing things like space travel and having new technologies that resolve our energy crisis on the planet. And I'm not going to go too deep into that. Some of you may be aware of this, some of you may not, but I want you just to imagine that we are, and astrologically this is happening on January 12th. We enter a gateway there, which is some of you study astrology, but you can just look it up, is a shift where some really big forces will start to shift on the planet to really create more liberation for humanity. And so I want you to just imagine that, what we have thought of as our reality, okay, our everyday normal is about to transform quite dramatically. I want you to imagine living in a world where, we no longer have fossil fuels. I want you to imagine a world where we live, where there really isn't as much suffering on the planet as there has been in terms of hunger and, just overall poverty. Imagine that, right? This level of consciousness shift also changes the game about who we are as transformational leaders, as spiritually conscious human beings, and those of us that are on the path of putting our calling into a design that we call a business. I call it your empire of light. What does it actually mean? And we can get really philosophical here, like, what does money look like? What does it look like to, engage with one another in commerce, as a coach, as a healer, as anyone that's in the transformational consciousness spiritual realm, okay, you're in that as a business. What does it look like when we are now no longer a solitary planet of earthlings, but in fact living in an awareness that we are not alone, but we are cosmic citizens. So I just want to open your mind to that for a moment, right? Just open, and I'm not even making predictions per se. I can't tell you exactly when all this is going to come down, but I do know it will. And that this decade in 2020 is really ushering that in. So here's some of the things that I do know, because I do represent a new wealth consciousness. I am a an emissary, if you will, of the cosmos. And my work, while it's very grounded in purpose and calling and business and manifesting money through your calling, it sources from cosmic awareness. And so I can teach you and show you really what it is that is required of you and is really for everyone, no matter what your calling is, okay, in business. I can explain to you what is really going to be the most important things from a cosmic perspective to creating success on Earth in this next decade. And what it ultimately boils down to is frequency. It's frequency. So simply opening ourselves up on a heart level, right? As you start to do your own healing work, and when that happens, let's say you're called into your purpose, right? The first thing that is always going to happen is you're going to begin to awaken to heal something that has sat in your heart. We call this the core wound. But really what we're talking about is going even far beyond that, where you are becoming a frequency of transmission, a frequency of consciousness. Now, I don't want to go too far out there because I don't want to lose anyone. But the point I'm making is that spiritually conscious entrepreneurs are truly what the world is going to become in the future, and what we are becoming right now in this moment. So it's really good news for those of you that are dedicated to, spiritual-based businesses, because that's actually the form of business of the future. So I hope that gives you some really positive news if you felt in the past that you were marginalized or not seen or not visible, or your healing arts, maybe your particular soul wisdom hasn't had a place on Earth. Well, guess what? It does now. And so one of the things is just close out any sort of stories around not belonging. It's done. We left that in 2019, 2020. Your gifts, your soul wisdom is the future. Okay. There was a survey done, and I'm not going to remember the exact statistic, but I'll tell you it was more than 50% of people, that were polled desired some form of spiritual meaning in their life. Okay, so we are becoming globally a culture that really cares about and is dedicated to the spiritual self, some form of evolving ourselves, having more meaning. And all of this is going hand in hand with the cosmic age that we are upon now as a planet. And so as you develop and expand and scale your business, want to be thinking about it as, what is the frequency you're putting into the world? It's something that I was sharing with my clients this morning. I think it's a really great idea for everyone, which is get a journal for the year. I picked up this really beautiful journal at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston when I was visiting family over the holidays. And, it just was the right one for me. But I haven't written in a journal like this in a while. I've written, I've got my notebooks for my business and my visions and strategy and marketing. But this year is really going to be about getting into soul conversation. Get yourself a journal and start dialoguing with your soul. Start asking questions like, what is the frequency I'm meant to put into the world? Another way of saying that is, what's the message? What's the message from a soul level that I'm here to transmit through my business? Right? Your business is actually an organic light structure, an empire of light. And in the cosmic age, this is highly supported because we will be engaging in higher consciousness conversations with higher consciousness beings, higher consciousness technology. So this is a quantum leap, right? We are about to quantum leap into a whole new paradigm of living. And right now, you can really ride this wave of the cosmic age the more that you dedicate yourself to that soul level conversation and really just starting that inquiry of what is the transmission. And even if you've known what it is, even if you have, ask again, what's the evolution of it, right? Like, I love to ask things like, okay, well, if you're, for example, you're in health and fitness, right? Like, what is that in the cosmic age? If we can, for example, because it's coming, heal instantaneously, then what is health in that new paradigm? Right? What is it? I mean, I can give some intel on that. It's really about being able to activate light, being able to become superhuman, right? Which is telepathic, which is the ability to, heal others instantly and quickly. And so our nutrition and our health and fitness actually begins to upgrade the quality of light that is sourcing through us, and we start using things like plasmic light and all of that. Again, I don't want to go too far afield because I don't want to lose anyone, because I do want to keep this grounded in business, but from the perspective, like, I just want to take the lid off here. If tomorrow you woke up and it was free energy is here. Free energy, for example, is, for those of you who don't know what it is, it would totally get us off fossil fuels and instead enable us to source our energy. And this is all already discovered and used in different areas of our governments. But if it was actually liberated for the people, all of our wars over energy would just end. Okay, over resource would just end, right? So what happens now? What is the new vision? Okay, and so that's what I want you to lean into. What is the vision of your business in a cosmic age, where no longer we have an energy crisis, we don't have suffering? Like, what is the evolution of that? I know for myself, for example, I'll give you an example, on a level of, I support people in their calling, getting really clear about what is the calling, getting that pared down into what I call a core offer, being able to speak about that offer so that it's clear and concise, and be able to sell it and to make money at your calling. All right. So that's like the foundation of what I do. Ultimately, that's an activation of calling. Well, how does that evolve in a cosmic age? Well, now we get to be more inclusive, not just about ourselves as humanity, but how does your purpose serve a greater, we'll just call it a greater than, a greater than Earth, a greater than humanity? How does it serve an entire cosmic arena? Now, I hope this is helping you guys. I mean, one of my gifts is to be able to give some insight into where we're going as a humanity, and to not be sidelined by, oh my God, like no one saw this coming. Well, in fact, no, we have seen it coming. It's been coming for quite some time. It just so happens that 2020 is the perfect environment, not only astrologically, but also from the perspective of how far we have come, and perhaps how far you have come in your own awareness of the truth about who you are, your soul gifts, and your ability to manifest them. So, we are powerful manifestors. We in fact are designed to manifest. We're designed to co-create with cosmic consciousness and meet, we could say, our needs, our abundance, our sustenance, our joy through this ability that is designed within us. All right, so just to kind of pull it all together, right? What it means to create a successful, spiritually conscious business in the cosmic age is, first and foremost, to become aware of the possibility that the lid is about to open up to the fact that we live in a cosmic age, that we are now in a cosmic environment that includes a diversity of life, a diversity of abundance. It is not just Earth, and that in fact we no longer suffer as a humanity, but instead our new set point as a humanity and as a consciousness is beyond suffering. So I want you to put your business through that lens, and then ask yourself the question of, what is the mission of this business when suffering no longer exists? When the paradigm of humanity completely shifts? And then I want you to start building out the vision of that and start working towards it in 2020. hopefully using your journal to create soul level conversations to get really clear about where that takes you. Because we are in a, we're going way beyond the veil, okay, of illusion and stepping into an entirely new paradigm of life, which will call forward whole new um, businesses. I want you to just think about it was like before the internet was created, right? Before the internet was created, if someone like me had said to you, I want you to imagine a system where everyone could globally connect and it was, in an instant, something like Facebook, like right here, what we're doing. Imagine that you could connect to people all around the world instantly and that you could be doing free, trainings that people could hear anywhere around the world at any point in time. Okay, that wasn't true pre-internet, right? We had email, which was a little slow, and there was a way to get the word out, but it wasn't instantaneous. But imagine if someone had come in and prophesized that to you and said to you, all right, now I want you to take your current business and put it through that lens. What does your business look like? Okay. And that's what I'm telling you to do right now. I want you to imagine the cosmic age. I want you to imagine resolving the energy crisis, the healing crises, the social crises, and then what is the purpose of your business? Because if you're smart and you think like that, your business will be a success in the cosmic age. Second, realize that it will be about frequency. Frequency is consciousness. Okay, what is consciousness? It's love, it's joy, it's enlightenment, it's gratitude. All of that is consciousness. So, what is the frequency that your business gives out in the cosmic age? Become aware of that through soul level conversation and start planning and envisioning how you move through this quantum leap that we are absolutely going to be moving through in this decade. All right, you guys, I hope this helped you. I'm going to go help my daughter and see if we can get that earring out of her foot. Please send some positive energy her way to be calm, relaxed, and not so afraid. She's not letting us touch her foot. Just send some energy her way. Her name's Leanna. I thank you for that. All right, you guys, have a great week.